with you. It's day 52. Thank you so much for being here. So grateful to have you in this shared space. I'm a little late tonight because I was having really yummy conversations with friends that I love. And whenever I get the opportunity to have yummy conversations, I take them because life is too short to not connect deeply and profoundly with friends. So I'm sorry for my tardiness, but I'm also really glad to be here with you. An hour later, it's all about the magic of who shows up. I'm going to share out right now that this is going on to my other platforms. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to multitask and let you know that our Sip and Play project is still looking for actors. So if you know any aspiring actors, or if you're an actor yourself that's like in between gigs that wants to read fun new plays that have never been read before, then reach out to us. And also if you're a singer or performer type who want, and part of my work, guys, is learning how to ask and tell people what I'm doing and what I'm about fearlessly. So here's my shot at doing that. If you are a singer or a performer or anybody who can perform something that's fun and comments are back tonight. Greetings, divine beloved. Good to see you, Daniel. If you are a performer type, I would encourage you to go over to Love City Arts and sign up for a slot for the People's Cabaret. This is not a New York cabaret. This is not a Dakota cabaret. This is not a black people cabaret, a white people cabaret. This is the People's Cabaret. So if you've got something to say and something to share that's anchored in love, sign up, and we would love to have you on our stage. We have comments back tonight, so I've got to do a little bit of housekeeping and move my face a little out of the way. How about that? That's a little better. And then I didn't know that comments were going to work tonight. I kind of was working under the assumption that they weren't going to come through. Oh, and I'm moving the wrong way. There we go. Much better. You know what? You don't have to be perfect over here in Love City. In Love City, in the city of love, you can actually just rework your whole comment section. Let me know who you are and where you're watching from. Also, let me know how your day was. I see you, Daniel. Yes. We've had all kinds of technical difficulties tonight. The music stopped, and I just went really low. I was outside of my frame because the comments left for a couple days. Facebook was having an issue with ingesting comments. The comments were coming in from YouTube, but they weren't coming in on Facebook. And so that's why I spent that whole night crying on the internet. And then, why is this so... I just want to be where I want to be tonight. I don't want to have to I'm really on the... One second. Thank you for letting me be just messy, imperfect, creative me. Just crazy. It just won't let me in. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. What? The struggle is real tonight. That's a little better. Give me 1 second. This is gonna bother me. Yay! Oh my goodness. Alright, well, at least you know I'm human. How are you doing? Let me know what you're grateful for. This space, I jump online every night at around 8:30. I was clearly late tonight. It's a space where I hold up the banner and the flags of gratitude and appreciation, and we kind of share in these conversations about what was wonderful about our day. I had two deep, profound, wonderful heart-to-heart conversations today with brother friends of mine. One I've known for decades, and the other I've only known for a few weeks. And we've gone deep in our discussions about what matters to us. And it's been really good to have that brotherly love. I get a lot of sister love because I'm a homosexual. And so there's women around me all the time, and I love it. Even since the hopscotch days, it's been awesome. Like playing hopscotch and like double dutching on the playground with y'all. Like this queer has always loved a divine feminine woman energy. I just love it. But then there's also something to be said for getting to hang out with my bros, the fellas, and kind of affirming each other as men who want to not be toxic in our masculinity, like men that encourage each other to cry, men that encourage a soft approach instead of the hyper masculine aggressive approach. I mean, there's just so many. Hey Timothy, good to see you tonight. Daniel says, good day. Been thinking about you. My TV finally came in the mail. How many inches was it? I'm no size queen, but how many inches was is the TV? And then you rest it most of the day. That's wonderful. What was I talking about before I started talking about being a size queen? Anyway, it's day 52. I come on here every night at around 8:30 to hold up the light of gratitude, abundance, and appreciation. Mainly gratitude and appreciation. Sometimes abundance, just because you start recognizing how much you have when you start steeping your life in gratitude. So, anyway, now it's about the time where I pick an angel card. Nothing woo-woo. These are from the original angel card and book set, and it kind of guides our discussion together. I just come in here, little Miss Muffet sitting on her tuffet of gratitude and appreciation, and I just sit down and we pick a card. I read the explanation of what they think the card means, and then we talk a little bit about the beauty and the terror of what it means to live. Hey Tika, it's good to see you. We've got both sides of the Tennessee state. We've got Eastern and Western Tennessee in the space tonight. Anyway, good to see you. Please leave your comments about what you're grateful for. I see that they're coming in. I'm going to respond to them in a second, but now I got to shuffle the card. Thank you for tuning in. This is day 52. We've been here every night. Look it up on YouTube. We've been here every night for 52 days, holding the light on for gratitude and appreciation. I'm going to pick a card. I'll be right back. And then I'll read Daniel's comment. Daniel says, grateful when folks are in a good place to reciprocate love and kindness. It's beautiful feeling to know that it's impacted them in that way. Yes, yes, yes. It's all about reciprocity, right, friends? This giving and receiving. Oh, no, you can't cheat, Tika. You can't be grateful for me. I mean, that's like, of course, I'm grateful for you too. We're here together. I'm thankful that you're grateful for me. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm thankful that you're grateful for me. But that's kind of cheating. Like, I want to know what your backup grateful thing is. If you're grateful for me, what is your second choice? What is your backup? What is your possible? If we were playing spades, Tika, and I feel like your black ass can play some spades. This is the word that jumped out just now. As I was saying, black ass, play some spades. Tika, I'm sure. So if I am a definite spade, as you are a definite spade in my hand, what is your possible? What is your possible? And then everybody else in this space, don't miss this opportunity. Sound off and let us know what you're grateful for. We can spend 23 hours of our day being a little in the dumps because this is a bit of a shitty situation. This is a very shitty situation, coronavirus. But we could spend 24 hours being ungrateful, if that's what you want to do, or moping. But then we can spend this 1 hour or however we're in here. It's only been 9 minutes, and if I die right now, then that's all it was. But we can spend this time for as long as we have together, offering gratitude to each other, and for each other, and about life. Anyway, the card. Tonight's card I picked is Depth. Depth. I don't even know what this card means. And for those of you who've been following along, I've picked one every night, either a card from the Angel card deck or from the Mark Nepo inspirational card deck. And these cards have little cartoons of all of the angels on them. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's a little angel that's in scuba gear. Okay, so the card is Depth. Let's see what's going to guide our discussion. Like, for you saved people out there that follow me still, this is nothing woo-woo. This is just us kind of anchoring our conversation in something that feels warm and fuzzy. You don't really have to... Oh, there's more comments down here. It says new messages. It's a 43-inch smart TV, 8 series, crystal clear UHD. All right, so you must be a size... you must be a size queen. It's a 43-inch, like, that's a big TV. I'm happy for you, as I tell all my friends. And then, of course, because I'm a child, the first piece of our explanation of the card is another joke. It says, go deeper. Pay attention to what is beneath the threshold of awareness. Dive below surface appearances and respond to what is really going on. Go deeper. Pay attention to what is beneath the threshold of awareness. Dive below surface opinions. Sorry. Dive below, that must have been, I don't know, maybe that too. But dive below surface appearances and respond to what is going on, what is really going on. Reading is fundamental. Go deeper. What is the universe asking you to go deeper about tonight? What areas are you being asked to go deeper? Or maybe if we don't have to do that, because that's a little pressury. Let me know in the comments how you've gone deeper during this time of self-isolation and care for the greater good of the community. How have you been going deeper? Tika says, Daniel says, get to the core. Yes. Tika says, I'm grateful for having a mother who instilled confidence in me growing up and taught me to always stand for what I believe, no matter who it might piss off. Yes, always be true to myself first. Yes, always be true to yourself. You know how we feel around here on this at this well, this congregation of people in this city around the well. You know how we feel around here. Like, it's as long as you're not causing harm, and trying to be of benefit to the world in your small or large ways, it's all good. Just be true to yourself, honor yourself and love yourself, and then be a good person in the world. And I know that everyone who stops and hangs out here and the people that seek this out and listen to it in the podcast and replays, I know that all of you are really, really committed to being yourself first and then also being good people. So yeah, thank you for that, Tika. Daniel Williams says, we go deep. Yes, we do. In all things. Ancestors deep. I know it's so it's been so interesting and a gift recognizing when I'm really attuned to the gift of the ancestors. Sorry, that took me a minute to get there. I'm attuned to the fact that, like, they struggled and they fought and they persevered and they survived and they thrived in the face of such hardship so that I could sit here on the internet and chat with you all tonight. And you all are chatting back. Like, like Daniel is sitting where he's sitting, saying ancestors deep, and we're now talking about how deep these ancestral lines run into the lineage of the resiliency of who we are. See, I made it land. She can do words. There's a resiliency that's within our ancestral lineage that's deep. I'm not trying to discredit the suffering of the moment, and I'm speaking in very clear I statements here, and I think some of you will resonate, but very clearly I recognize that whatever suffering I'm experiencing in this present moment of my life, it ain't nothing to like a slave ship. Have y'all seen the pictures of how we were stacked? How our ancestors were stacked in these slave ships? I've been in the house for 52 days and counting, and will continue to stay here for the greater good of the community and for my health. I will shelter in place for as long as it takes, but like this ain't as bad. Like, we came over here on whole ships. My ancestors were snatched from their homeland where they were kings and queens and their own tribes, speaking their own languages, worshiping their own gods. And I said plural, gods. That's what we were doing before the white man came and snatched us up and turned us into a commodity that's devalued in an anti-black society. But we ain't got to do that. I'm just going to remind y'all that we came through Middle Passage. And so because we came through Middle Passage and the Holocaust and the Great Depression and all kinds of hardship, because we came through 9/11, because we came through Katrina, because we, not all of us survived. Some of us gave our lives for these causes and for these conditions. Some of us gave our everything to be here. But for those of us that remain, let us rejoice and be glad. I'm not on some Pollyanna bullshit. I think you can see in my face, I've kind of become more aware of like who I really am. Like, I'm a happy person and I'm a joyful person. I'm also a real motherfucker. And I have loved, and like I said, this is not for my ego's sake, but it's part of what this process is for me. I want to be able to look back in my 60s, 70s, and 80s, divine willing. I want to be able to look back and see where my headspace was and the people that I was with and the company I was keeping. I'm talking about you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and lovecityarts.org. I see the numbers. I can't see the people, but I can see the numbers. I'm going to remember where I was with Daniel during coronavirus, Ancestors Deep. And I think that's important. So that's why I'm here. Viewers aside, it's like we deserve to hold spaces for light and love and gratitude, and we deserve to be together, and we deserve to be intentional and purposeful about it. And if I have a geeky, joyful black boy joy side of me that loves getting on the internet and playing with like my toys and tools, then why not? Why not? Why not? There's a comment here for those of you who are listening later. Tiki said, Tiki, I want Indian food. So tikka masala, isn't that an Indian food dish? Tikka Forbes. I want Indian food. Sorry, that's a squirrel moment. P.S. And by the way, I can be grateful to have you as a friend. Oh, you mad that I rejected me as one of your gratitude? It just seems really self-indulgent. When you watch these shows or, you follow these people and they're like, yes, grateful for Andre and all of his amazing blessings to the world. Yeah, thank you for seeing that. I think it just turns into this really, pardon me, but like masturbatory thing where people like, did you pay your friends to congratulate you? Or, maybe I'm just being like New York cynical with it. It's kind of like people like say, just take the compliment. Damn it, just take the compliment. So I should just take the love and the gratitude, which I think is what you're bitching me out about. I'm sorry I can't just call everyone friend. I love seeing you always be positive, even way back when we first met. Don't be telling me I'm cheating. Them fine words. I'm sorry, Tika. I didn't mean to reject your love here. I really didn't. I just, you know what I mean? I should really get out of what people think anyway, as I've been trying to do since we've been together. But like, yeah, I don't want this to turn into a thing where it's just like kind of me talking about my ham and cheese sandwich I had for lunch, which is really good though. I had Munster cheese, a thinly sliced Munster. I love that soft cheese, and I had that on my sandwich. But like, no one wants to really come and hang out and talk about that, or talk about me talking about that. So I decenter myself in this space, but I am very, very grateful for you as well, Tika. And a little fun fact for those of you who are listening and those who are watching, Tika and I met when I was a branch worker and financial service rep in a Walmart money center. Remember those money banks? They may still be in Walmarts. I've not been in a Walmart in years. And it's not because I don't want to be. We just don't have them here in New York. But they have Walmart money centers. I used to work in one of those, and at the salon next door, I befriended naturally because of my lineage of hopscotch as a queer, black, homosexual child. All my girlfriends were like, hey girl, hey with me. And, they secretly knew I was a homosexual, and I knew too. Everybody knew. If you were a friend of mine in the 90s and are still pretending like you didn't know that I was a fucking homosexual, you just need to get some truth in your life. I've always been a gay person. From the moment. There are pictures of me with my hand on my hip and my mom looking at me they knew. Everybody knew I was homosexual. Anyway, because I befriend women, because of being in touch with my divine feminine energy, I befriend women everywhere I go. In a hey girl, hey kind of way. It's just wonderful. It's a safe thing. I think they appreciate having masculine energy that's also safe. Some of them have reported back that that's the case. I don't know their story. Anyway, Tika and all of the salon ladies, Callie Jo Peters, all of them worked next door. At the salon, because in Walmart you got the tire place, and then you got the optometrist, then you got the salon and the bank, all in one spot. Oh, what a memory! And so the salon was next door. And I was responsible for refilling the ATM and everything. I had responsibilities, and the ATM was sandwiched in between the salon to the right if you're facing it, and the bank to the left. And I worked in that bank for almost, I think, over a year before moving on to flight attendant work. But let me tell you something about open-hearted people and good people. Good people will just find other good people. And Tika was like a sister friend that worked next door. She'd come over, chat with me, and I'd go over and chat with them on breaks, and I would go to lunch with them. We'd order food in, and we just built this really, really wonderful, laughing and loving bond when I became a townie in Cleveland, Tennessee, after Lee University. And I was a townie, just living there, no longer at the school, and just working a job, trying to be I couldn't go to the school, and I couldn't be around the church people because I was a homosexual, and that was unholy. So I had to build these new relationships in town, in Cleveland, Tennessee. And Tika Forbes, my dear friend, who's watching tonight, was one of the salon ladies. I don't know what the technical term is, because that's not part of my life. But whatever they are, stylist, the stylist next door, Tika was one of them, and we ended up going to surprise birthday parties at churches and just really chosen family. So yeah, I love you too, Tika. Thank you for sharing that love and holding me to the giving and receiving of love. Daniel says, understanding we are multidimensional deep. No one single story about any of us. There's layers of depth in all of us. Look, can we write a show about that, Daniel? Can we stop playing these games in the year of our Lord 2020? We could take that line, understanding we are multidimensional deep. No one single story about any of us. There's layers of depth in all of us. Could we write a show? I mean, I know that's universal, but could we come up with some stories and weave them together and just let it be fun and sing about it? Kate Nicole says, appreciate your consistent broadcast, Andre Stith. Miss seeing you in real life at Crea. Listen, Kate, you are adored. You are loved as well. We've also only hung out in space for probably the total of 48 hours in life. You know, sometimes you get 48 days, sometimes you get 48 years, sometimes you get 48 hours with people, sometimes you get 48 minutes. I was listening to a podcast that was talking about how you can go to these foreign countries and encounter counter workers and service workers and community workers in France, and that could be the only time you're going to smile at them in your entire life. And I know that I'm going to say, think about it, because people are like, some of y'all are going to be like, duh, of course, duh. But like, think about it. Like, God forbid, but like, if I were to leave the earth, the last time I saw Tika was the last time I saw Tika. The last time I saw Kate was the last time I saw Kate. I think that we deserve to just honor these magical moments that we're having with each other just for a moment. Just for a moment. Continuing into the comments, Tika says, I never cared. I don't judge. If you are good to me, that's all that matters. I guess she's talking about me being a homosexual and the homosexuals on earth. Yeah, I'm the same way. If you're good to me, that's all that matters. Oh my God. We laughed all the time, all the damn time. Yeah, Tika, we did. Laughter is just so good. If you've not laughed today, we all know what makes us laugh. Like, if you've not laughed today, please find a way to laugh. It's so. Oh, and then Kate is laughing. She says, "Ha ha ha! That's a wild thought. It is a wild thought. You could literally never cross paths with the people in your lives again." So yes, we do bless up, Kate. We bless up. That's a perfect segue, Kate. That's a perfect segue. Not getting too woo woo, but I do want to bless up everyone who is suffering right now, under the sound of my voice or not. It's really not about me. I just want everyone who is suffering and in pain, varying degrees of it, to just feel the wind of love over their entire situation. I can't step into every situation. I can't heal all the suffering of the world. You can't heal all of the suffering of the world, but we can ask that love and that guardian angel, whatever you believe in, of the light. That's what I'm talking about right now. I really don't care. You can call it shamalama ding dong, but whatever that positive presence is, with capital P's, capital P promise, capital P positive, capital P presence, whatever that positive presence is in your life, we're calling on that right now to just lift us beyond our circumstances and bring us to a space internally and externally of divine peace, love, and joy. Even for a moment, even with the suffering of the world, unemployment, which I currently experience. I'm walking through unemployment and uninsured. That's not a word. A lack of insurance. That's what I'm walking through, just like countless other millions of other Americans. And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, literal death, coronavirus. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because love is with me. Let me grab my beer. Y'all are not trying to do this with me tonight. Y'all are not trying to go there. The comments are all slow. I can't even tell if y'all are paying attention or not. Y'all went to sleep on me. I'll say it again. Yea, though I walk. And this is not me trying to preach, because I don't even go to anybody's church, and I only believe the things that Jesus said in the actual Bible, because they're the kinder things. The rest of the stuff that y'all use to beat up people with, I'm not with that. So pass me by. But the love I can do. And in that passage of scripture, when it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. If we filter this through the lens of the whole, not just a part, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. If that's not what coronavirus is right now for so many people, the valley of a shadow of death, you can't even see that motherfucker. Let me get to these comments. Hold on one second. Kate says, let me know if y'all want a contact for free health insurance. I do. See, this is why I love this community. And this is why I do not care if this community is 4 million people or 4,000 people. I love y'all so much. I really do. For the community's sake, not for my sake. But when I say that I threw up a flare, Kate, to the universe, because I've been dallying on this. I lost my job the 9th of the last month. I haven't even changed the calendar. The calendar's still up. If y'all ever wonder what I'm looking up to, it's the calendar of my entire life on the wall. And that's how I know that today is the 4th and that it's... It's Monday. So I need to change the calendar so I know that it's Monday. Anyway, I threw up a flare to the universe and I said, Source, Spirit, I need to figure out this health insurance situation. Now, y'all gonna think I'm woo-woo or that I'm strange or whatever. But whatever, that's my business. I threw up to the higher power. I gotta really work on this insurance thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta work it out. But I knew that the answers would come to me because the universe is conspiring to help us. The universe is like, y'all think I'm Pollyanna about this. I'm not. Like, literally, if you believe good things are going to happen for you, like, it happens. It's like just kind of like one good thing begets another. You're going to have shitty days, but like by and large, like your life will be good. And look at that. Let me know if y'all, it's in writing. I can prove it. Let me know if y'all want a contact with free health insurance. I was able to get through. Yes, I do. It's exactly what I was praying for day before yesterday. Wow. Tika says, speak, I guess, to me going off. Kate says, and I'm still struggling and wanting to receive unemployment like everyone else. It's so frustrating. Look, keep calling and keep doing your work. And I know that there's at least 5 people right now for sure under the sound of my voice, and also countless others that will listen after this is all said and done. Kate, we are blasting your situation of receiving the unemployment with light right now. Whatever needs to happen and whatever divine moves need to be made in order to allow that path to be made clear for you, we're going to combine forces with you and ask for that. I'm sorry that you're frustrated, friend. Kate says, I'll message you. It's a screenshot. I don't think I can send it here. No. Send it later. Kate says, yeah, same. Lost my job March 18th. Yeah, we're in this together. And some days it feels more daunting than others, but there's a stability that I'm finding in life now. I'm finding this place of peace that passes understanding. It doesn't make sense. I can't explain it, but somehow I really feel in my heart that if I stay light in my soul, if I stay light in my mind, if I just keep it light in my dealings, I don't live alone. My cousin, which was a dream come true from our childhood, we made a promise at 6, 7, 8 years old that we would live in our own house and that we would stay up as late as we want, and adults wouldn't be able to tell us what to do, and we eat what we want. How kids make these plans against their adults, like, I'm just, when we get old, we're just going to do what the fuck we want to do. And so my cousin and I did this on Brooklyn playgrounds. I would come up from Virginia for summers and Christmas breaks and stuff for extended periods of time and hang out with my childhood best friend, Jean. And we would just plot about how when we were out of our parents' houses, we were going to live how we wanted to live together and party all night and do whatever the fuck we want to do, and no one would be able to tell us otherwise. And that's exactly what we do. So on the opposite side of that wall, and what we call, I don't know if I'm the West Wing or the East Wing, or she's the East Wing and I'm the West Wing, but on the East Wing is where my cousin Jean lives. And we party all hours of the night, and we eat what we want to do, and we dance all over the place, and we giggle, and then we take our space and we go to our corner, and we don't see each other for weeks at a time. It's a dream come true. It's a dream come true. And I don't bother her. She doesn't bother me. People are like, how's Jane doing? I'm like, I haven't seen her in like 4 days, but she still lives here. And we've been in the house for 52 days. But it's one of those like wonderful, harmonious things. It's another part of my good report. It's like, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because love is with me. It's on the opposite side of that wall. It's on the opposite side of a text message, instant message, WhatsApp. It's on the opposite end of free services. If you are not wanting to burden your friends with the story of your life, let me get these comments. My apologies. Kate says, thank you, Andre. I appreciate the good vibes. Look, I got you. We're in this thing together. You know, I've also got 40 pounds of rice still stuck in my house. I've not touched the rice from the beginning of the hoarding. And so if you need rice, Kate, I got you too. Kate says, that's so sweet. Cousins are so important in life, especially an only... Yeah. Especially as an only child. So yeah, we're blessed. We're blessed. And this space is just... You can talk about whatever you want to talk in here. Like, I don't have any rules. Speak freely here always, because if there's a place of pain or suffering for you, then we can hold space in our heart for you, in that, knowing that it's going to get better, Kate. It's going to get better, Andre. It's going to get better, everyone. So if there's suffering, then we can do that. And then if there's also something that happened nice for you today, I just love laughing with my friends. I really do. And there's one consistent friend. Shout out to Josh. We've been laughing together since 2000. I met that motherfucker. Let me tell you something. So, little known fact that can be in like the trivia, the cosmic trivia of my life. Little known fact is that I was prepping in high school and into college to be a high school music or Spanish teacher, or both. I would like, my dream was to be like in an independent school before independent schools were a thing. I would go into like a charter school or magnet school. My dream was to be like the Spanish music teacher, like teaching like Spanish for half the day and then flipping over and teaching choir and band for the evening. So that's what I wanted to do. So I went to Lee for the total purpose of getting my certification in Spanish education. That was the plan. It was my soup du jour of the day, because I love a lot of things, and you guys can tell I love a lot of things because my hands are in a lot of things. Anyway, at the modern foreign language table, there was a representative, and that representative standing there was this like dorky, geeky, yet cute and beautiful guy named Joshua Nave. And this was when as a senior, you could come to high school. You could come to the campus before you actually enrolled for like Lee Day and like, pre-events where they like dangle all the carrots and do all the events to make you want to go there. And so Lee did that, like Lee Day, and the whole weekend, and the festival choir sang, so you got to see the choirs that you would get recruited into to sing. And these choirs traveled all over the world and recorded in Nashville studios, and had a bunch of amazing artists that have gone on to compete on, The Voice and American Idol and all these things. So like it was an honor to be at the school, but I wasn't going there for music. I was going there for Spanish linguistics, and because I was going there for Spanish linguistics and education, or that was my intention, I ended up standing across from the table from Nave in 2001. Flash forward to 2020, we are still on phone calls, giggling and laughing with each other the same way we did at the table that day. That very day. So yeah, just keep yourself open to the magic of life. You could turn a corner, because I never completed in Spanish ed. I got on campus and someone in a laundry room snatched me up and put me in their car and took me into an audition, and then I ended up in the music department, which is probably where I should have been anyway. But you know what? We all have our running away stories where we run away from what we know that we're meant to do. And I was trying to be a Spanish teacher, which would have been cool, but whatever. But Milton then comes through and snatches me up and then takes me away. And then the rest, as they say, is Lee University history, at least. Anyway, this friend of mine, we talked for hours tonight and giggled like we did back in 2001. And I'm just so grateful for that. I'm just really, really grateful for that. And I know that you're probably grateful too for the people that when you hold them in your heart and you bring them to mind. My good friend Kathleen Minio, who I haven't seen in 7 or 8 years. We only email each other like once every 6 months, 1 or 2 lines. I love you. I'm thinking about you. You matter to me. But every time I do a practice, a meditation practice, or a metta meditation about, or those meditations that call us to like bring into our mind people who love us unconditionally and care about us, Kathleen Minio always comes into my heart. Other people come as well, but Kathleen always comes. I think she and I used to joke that we were soul siblings and that I was her big brother, even though she was in her 50s. I hope that's okay to say. But yeah, she's older along the path, in her 50s, maybe even 60s. I think Kathleen's in her 50s. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That could be potentially rude to people who are listening, and I apologize if that is, sincerely. But Kathleen's older than me, but she used to joke that I was her big brother, and she was my little sister in the spirit. And that could be true, friends, because every time I'm at a retreat or in some space of meditation and they say call in to your heart someone that loves you unconditionally, I never think about Jesus. I never call on Jesus, which is my business. If you do, that's cool too, but I never call on Jesus. It's always Kathleen. I always hold Kathleen as a person. She never treated me as less than. She always saw the light in me and always dropped like crystals on my desk or plant. She would like buy me a plant and put it on my desk. Like this plant, keep this plant alive like your dreams. You know, you got to have people in your life, or be open to having people in your life that are magical. Like, what did I do to deserve a Kathleen Minio that would drop plants at my desk and say, keep yourself and your dreams alive, like this plant? Yeah, she's definitely someone that I call into my heart when they ask me to remember. And so many of you, Kate, Tika, Daniel, you know, when we're asked to call, you know, as a point of remembrance and as a part of keeping your heart light, it's important to bring to mind. Do it now if you want. I invite you now. Bring to mind someone who loves you unconditionally. Do you feel them? Do you feel the loving presence of that person who loves you unconditionally? And if you don't have that person and you're starting to feel a little agitated and crummy, then let me be that person. I'm not trying to be anybody special, but like if you ain't got nobody, I think everybody has someone, but if you don't have anybody, then I'll be that person who just really wants you to win. And not for my benefit, but for just the sheer like joke of it. I want you to win, and I want you to come back and tell me that, look, I was in a really rough spot on that 4th day of May, or whenever I listened to it, and you told me that I mattered, because you do, and you told me that I'm loved, because you are, and that shifted some things. So that I could be hopeful about the beautiful lives that we're going to walk into. I don't have a job. I'm not insured. It's fine. But I'm still going to walk into something beautiful. All I have to do is stay alive. right? So I'm going to eat as healthy as I can. Not the things outside of my control. I'm going to eat as healthy as I can. Snack as well, enjoy my hippie lettuce. Have my good times. The only thing that's missing right now is the sex. I would be great. Like if I had like a second husband or like a boyfriend that was like a nice person, that I was attracted to, because those things have to like overlap, and there's a problem when people don't think that those things have to overlap. Like I have to be both attracted to you and like you. It's like a weird like combination Venn diagram that needs to happen that hasn't yet. But so yeah, it's been like 52 days plus of no loving, and I know that there are people who want to love me in that way, like confirmed. And just because of the dirty nature of the trains and because of this pandemic and social distancing, we can't make good on these offers. It's so annoying. I'm sorry if that's too personal, but I'm a human being like everybody else, and pleasure is part of life. And I'm not getting any in that arena with another human being. I'm getting plenty by myself, but I'm not getting with another human being. So, yeah. Anyway, so I got to run on to see what that's where this is going. Where this is going is that I've got to continue on the path so that I can have mind-blowing sex after this is all said and done. And if that is one of the carrots that I choose to dangle, that's my business. So anyway, we're coming to the close of this. Wow. We're coming to the close of this. I want, like I said, I can't say it enough, and I'll continue to share it. Be gentle with yourself in this time. I think I've said that every night, if not most nights of our time together. Be gentle with yourself. Very gentle with yourself. Be as compassionate as you possibly can be. Because this is a very trying time. This is something that none of us have ever seen before. This is brand spanking new. And so I've entertained conversations and text messages and energies of people just being really kind of anxious around the circumstances of the unknown. Good night, Tika. I love you so much. Enjoy your call. Love and peace to you as well, dear friend. Sincerely. On my train of thought. When I'm on a cloud, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work sometimes, but there's a space. And in that space is love. And I'm so grateful for those of you who have just come into that space tonight to chill. I love that you've hung out, even though this is unpredictable space and unmanaged and unpredictable territory. You know, the last thing I'll share, and then I'll be back tomorrow, is that I had such an attachment to numbers and people and the performance element of my work prior to coronavirus. And I've got to repent for that. And it's part of the journey, and so I'm going to love myself, and it's cool. But there's such a grasping, like, performance, like, numbers need of my work. and part of my work is Love City. And the gift that's been given through clarity that I would never have taken a 52-day retreat. If someone had asked me, hey, let's go on this 52-day retreat to get clear about our future so that we can live the next 50 years of our lives, Lord willing, in peace, I would have been like, you think that I have 52 days to sit around walking from room to room, just, eating and contemplating the nature of life? You think I got time to take This will change our lives according to the level of us wanting it to change our lives. I'm telling you that I'm not the same person. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm serving notice to everyone under the sound of my voice. Employers, not employers, producers, not producers, casting directors, not casting directors, show directors, not show directors, musicians, not musicians, co-workers, co-singers, a librettist, anybody that I encounter in my world going forward. I'm a new creature. All things have passed away. Behold, all things become new. I'm new. I'm not going to act new. I don't have an ego about it, but this thing has changed me. It's really gotten me into the space of oh my goodness, you are prioritizing bullshit. All you want to do is just emanate light and love into the world. It's not about every institution that I've gotten into that was super competitive, Broadway spaces, publicly traded, international, global firm spaces that I've worked in. All of those spaces invite in a level of competition that's just toxic and not healthy at all. And it just turns off the light. In a lot of space, not all spaces, but in a lot of spaces, it just dims the light. It just makes you just get in your place and only be this one thing. And how dare you stand up for yourself? And how dare you think outside the box? How dare you put BDSM on the table in our lunchroom as a topic of discussion, as if we cannot be fully inhabited, kink-loving professionals? All of these rules, these icky, nasty, bullshit rules. This idea that we've decided that there's not enough money. There's not enough money? There's not enough money? We make up money. We invented money. There's not enough money. Fuck out of here. It's so crazy to me. And so I'm going to plug myself into these odd jobs that I got to do, or, working for the man and, doing, I'm going to do what I did with this last one. This last one lasted for 4 years. I walked into that one and said, I'm an artistic director. Well, I wasn't an artistic director at the time. I was just a singer, dancer, actor. And I shouldn't say just, but that's what I was doing primarily and still do. And I said to my interviewer, I said to my interviewer, I said, I am a musical theater actor, in the city here, clearly, and I pulled a hamstring in an audition, and I just need to be using my other gifts on the way back to that. So as long as I'm here, I'm at your service. And that's what I said to him in the interview. I didn't pretend ever. And 4 years later, I was still there. And then, I think the tractor said, shit. I know, 4 years, shit. I know. And, so yeah, and then now that's over. And I will continue to walk in truth. I won't be an aggressive bitch about it, but I'm gonna continue to walk in truth because I don't have time to pretend. If I've got 50 more, God willing, if I die at 86 and I've got 50 more years on this motherfucker, I don't want to do it in pain. I don't want to do it. Let me see what this comment says. Kate says, thanks for your rawness tonight. I agree regarding toxic work culture at finance firms. Feeling so blessed to be... Yep. I'm so sorry, Kate. I'm feeling so blessed to have been excused from that world. I know. When they called me on three-way with HR, which was messy. When they called me... I'm whispering to you, Kate. When they called me and told me that my services would no longer be needed there, or that my services would be needed there on a we'll let you know basis, and maybe we'll bring you back furlough type of active furlough bullshit. When I saw all of that, I was like, that is not. And so we parted ways, and I've never felt more more liberal. Yeah, I was relieved too on the age. Right, Kate? Yeah, truth to power. When they were like, "Do you have any questions for us?" And I was like, "When do I get the paperwork?" They were like, "Well, we're working on the paperwork. We'll send it to you later." And I was like, "Okay, well, send me the paperwork." They're like, "Do you have any questions or anything to say?" I was like, "No." And I hung up, and there were no tears or anything. There was no pain. I didn't feel any, like when I hung up from the call, I went, well. It was literally like that. And it wasn't like a dig, like putting my head in the sand kind of thing. It was literally like a, well, I never really liked that job anyway. Or like, I liked that job, but there was so much other bullshit going on that didn't, like, it could have been just a job that like I did for 8 hours and I did it well and then I left. But there was so much other stuff that goes into these jobs that like has nothing to do with the job. I wish y'all would knock it the fuck off. In 2020, I wish y'all would knock it the fuck off. I wish y'all would stop making these jobs more than just jobs. Emailing on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. expecting an answer by noon, or emailing someone and because they didn't respond within 15 minutes, calling them 6 times. Y'all really need to chill in these work environments. I don't care where you are. Y'all really need to chill, because we just want to do great work. And then for those of us who have vibrant outside lives, we just want to clock our hours, be honored for our good work, and then go sing a song somewhere. That's all it was. And y'all turned it into just turned it. That's all I'll say. That's the nicest thing I can say. Y'all just turned it. I don't understand why adults pick at each other the way they do. We just want to be happy, man. Oh, you're laughing over there, Kate? Same 100%. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Sayonara. Bye. I hope y'all do all right in there. Fighting each other for no reason. Competition, one-upmanship. I can't do life like this. I got to figure out another way. Because I can't do the one-upmanship, and I cannot do I can't do that competitive at each other's throat thing. That can't be good for us as human beings, to constantly be competing with one another. When do we breathe? When do we take rest? If you were fighting in your emails and one-upmanship with strangers across the country, if you worked remote like I do, like I did and do, because there's people I work with and coach and help all over the country, but like you literally spend all day on your emails trying to measure up or be better than other people, and then after business hours are over at the office, you then go and then log into your email at the house or work through the weekend on that same grind. Yes, Kate, it's not worth the negative energy. Yes, that's how they are. I'm really, in the same way that I asked for insurance and there it came through you, Kate, I'm also asking for a job and a livable wage. That's all I need. A livable wage that sustains my life, maybe a vacation or two just for joy sake, because we deserve. But I just need my basic needs met in peace, so that I can continue to do the work that is my heart's calling. That's all I'm asking for in this time. And I'm hoping that however we emerge out of this, I hope that on the job description, and I know some of you don't believe in this and think this is a pipe dream, but I hope that on the job description of my next job, that it's part of it's peaceful. I need it to be peaceful. I know there's going to be challenge and things to overcome because of personality conflicts and things, but I need it by and large to be peaceful. Like it didn't need to be that messed up in there. It was really messed up. Okay, Kate says, let's brainstorm. I'm asking the higher powers for the same things. Yes, Kate, there could be a business in there or something that's brewing or something. Or maybe we just kind of talk to each other and kind of find our own independent. It doesn't need to be together. It could be our independent thing. But I'm really getting curious about how we use our powers for good. Allow them to, make, room for us. And then you just be at harmony with the world. I don't want to fight with any. Like it was water engineering. It didn't need to be that stressful. Water. Okay. I'm going to say goodnight now. We just hit the hour mark. I don't try to talk until the hour mark. It's just how it landed tonight. I'm so grateful for those of you who have come through this space now and shared in this harmony. And I'm also grateful for those who will listen in the podcast in the days ahead. Shout out to those of you who have been tuning in and listening. I'm so grateful that you have come into the city of love. I'm really not for my sake, but for Kate says a friend in Austin is considering becoming a cam girl instead of going back to work full time after all this. Like, you mean cam girl as in like showing off your assets on the internet, which I don't mind. I mean, sex work is work, if that's what we're talking about. I wish I had that confidence. But if you've got the body to become a cam girl, I mean, I guess we all have. Let me be very clear. The things I've seen on the internet, we all have bodies to become cam girls. Some of these people have 0%. Not that, and they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have any shame. So let's be clear about that. But I've seen everybody on the cam, so I guess I could become a cam girl too. I just don't think that's in my. I love you. Have a great night. We could go on forever. I'm here every night at 8:30 roundabouts, plus or minus some time. But around 8:30 every night I log on. I've been here for the last 52 days, holding space for every kind of conversation. And then especially the ones of gratitude and appreciation, exchanging love. It's been wonderful. Kate says, yeah, same. I'm just nervous about sharing that kind of personal stuff and my future reputation. I know that I'm going out on a limb here by sharing the truth of who I am in live streams, publicly accessible to future employers and casting directors and everyone. And the only thing that I can say to that, Kate, is, my love is real and my expression is real. And if you want a kick-ass arts administrator, coach, singer, project manager, if you want any of these hats I wear in your life as a future employer as it relates to reputation, then you'll want it. And if you don't, you don't. I'll go do something else in the meantime. Enjoy. We cannot be motivated by fear. If you died tomorrow, would you want to be living at the mercy of other people's opinion? That's an open-ended question. I'm not going to do it anymore. I think that there's somebody out there that can understand that we are just beautiful, open human beings, and he's a great employee for me. He sings and dances and acts, and he's a great employee for me. He's not a morning person. He doesn't say a lot before noon, but he's a good employee for me. I think that there's a space where that can happen, and I think that it can start with us being gentle with ourselves and then gentle with each other. But we can talk about this some other time. Kate, hit me up in the DMs. Anybody, hit me up in the DMs. You can always go to lovecityarts.org and hit us up in the contact bar at the bottom. I've been chatting with people all day, strangers, about the work that we're doing. If you're interested, Kate, in coming and singing in our cabaret or in participating in our online staged readings, also send me an email. Wink, wink, Kate, I'm talking about you. And for those of you who I don't know and who I've not met, you are equally as loved. Have a great night. Thank you so much for watching The Good Report. I'm Andre in the Flow. Have a great night. Love, love, love. Good night, Kate. Blessings to you as well.